Hey everybody, welcome to a very special video on the channel, one where we sit back and reflect and take a break from the day-to-day grind that is the AFL season in 2021. I'm going to start this off by just telling you all there's going to be a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway and then I'm going to explain a little bit longer with some context afterwards. As you'll see, the merchandise is now officially available. You would have seen some of the posts on the social channels that I do have here. Basically, this is just a culmination of the journey of the channel and where it's come, and later on in this video I'm going to give you a bit of a compilation and we'll look back to look forward. But basically, we're going to be giving away this Guernsey here, a very special Guernsey. Now, this was created in 2014 to commemorate the 150-year anniversary of the football club. It was donated by a guy named Jordan Connolly, as you'll see at the bottom here as well. 16 premierships there on the bottom. On the back. So Jordan Connolly donated this to the channel and I was looking for a good time to give it away and I thought none better than this. So basically how it's going to work is this. Now that the merchandise is available, now that the shop is open, the link is in the description. For the first month that the shop is open, everyone who places an order will automatically go into the draw to win this Guernsey. Now, I've seen this online. It's a very expensive Guernsey if you're looking back for someone that's already got it. This one day will be worth quite a lot. So I think it's going to be very valuable to somebody who takes it home. I'm going to be giving it away to someone. I'm going to put all of your names in a draw. All you've got to do is just purchase anything from the store and you will all go into the draw to win this Guernsey. And it prompted me to, I guess, take you guys through the journey of how this all began and what this is all about, because I've met so many of you in 2021, in 2020, that you might not be familiar with the story, and it's a good chance to reflect. Sometimes you do need to reflect on what's happened over the journey, and I haven't really done that. I've always just kept looking ahead, but it's been a good opportunity to just sit back and see what's happened. So really, this all began end of 2017. So I had just moved to Israel after spending some time in China teaching English. Didn't know anybody, didn't have any friends, and I guess watching Carlton games was a must. It was what kept me sane. It's what kept me comfortable. It's what kept me, feeling like a little bit of home while I was living in a foreign country. And I loved listening to podcasts, and I always felt like I wanted to do something where I could stay connected with the fans and the club. And so towards the end of 2017, I started writing on my Medium account, which I can't access the articles for whatever reason, but started writing some reports. Then I started playing around with an audio podcast on the platform Anchor, and that was just a means to stay connected. And then I thought, you know what, let's do this. I'll be able to meet some people, stay connected, and never really had any idea of what I wanted to do with it. Very much inspired by the fan channels in Europe, Arsenal Fan TV. I'm an Arsenal fan, so that's really where it all started. And I remember noticing, like, man, look what's happening with these guys. They've created a platform, they've created a life for themselves, doing what they love, talking about their sporting team that they love. And I was like, there was something I didn't know that was going on that I wanted to learn. So I started researching and getting into it, and I think that's really what the spark was. And then we get to 2018, and I decided to move a little bit more into video after doing audio for a while. Pretty comfortable speaking with the legal background. I think that taught me and gave me the confidence in terms of speaking and articulating myself and whatnot. And at the end of the day, it was just talking about what I loved, so it didn't really matter. And then it dawned on me that the internet is really just a space where it's kind of like the caves back in the day, where all the drawings are on the caves, and that's the past trying to talk to the future. And I guess the internet is now that, where what you say now will be looked on in decades and even centuries from now, as historians in those times look back and try to understand what do people of today think, do, see, and believe in. So I guess that was the philosophical mentality of documenting the journey. And then also we were shit. 2018 we won 2 games for the season. We were not very good at all. And so I thought, why don't we document this until we win this flag? We'll see what happens. I guess the light bulb moment where I realized, yeah, I'm going to do this for myself. This is what I want to do with my life. Came after I actually went to London, and then I was there for work, and then from there I went to Cardiff, caught a train and caught the Arsenal game where Arsenal won 3-2. And I saw Robbie and the crew there from AFTV. I was actually next to Robbie at the final whistle. We had a quick chat, and told him I was from Melbourne and whatnot, and he offered to interview me on the channel. So you'll see shortly, that's where it all began.
You come all the way from Melbourne, Australia for the game, and you must have been pretty nervous watching it towards the end.
Yeah, definitely. It has had a bit of everything. Obviously, we get a little bit worked up because we know what a great club we want to be. But when you isolate the game today, you had obviously some defensive errors, some great offensive players. For me, obviously, being the first game I've seen live, it was really entertaining. And hats off to Cardiff. They put in a good effort. They didn't drop their heads and made a game of it.
And then I really saw how simple it was. They just had a little tripod, small camera, a couple of SD cards, and I was like, wow, this is it. That was like the light bulb moment where I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do with my life because it works elsewhere. And I always felt like fan channels would work in Australia. We're generally a little conservative with innovation, and trends generally come later to Australia. It's just the nature of the beast. And I knew that we didn't have as many fans watching the Carlton Football Club as what someone like a team like Arsenal have. But I knew that of those fans that did watch Carlton, and I felt like that they were just as passionate. So that's really all it really came down to. So we moved from there, and all right, what's up, Carlton people? Round 19, coming to you live from the ever beautiful Tel Aviv, Jaffa. Check out the scene that I'm working with at the moment. It's right here on the Jaffa port. And then I guess towards the start of the 2019 season, I started getting some rumblings about what I wanted to do, and whether I needed to come home to Melbourne to do this, and that's really where it came down to. Me, if you're going to do a fan channel, you're going to do it properly, you got to be in Melbourne for it, at least to get the foundation set, and then you can leave again. So mid 2019, come home, and the very first game I was at was David Teague's first game, the famous Brisbane game where Patrick Cripps has 38 possessions and kicks the 4 goals. And hey, good morning, everyone. It's the day after our second win of the season. What a day it was yesterday. Lots of fun. I felt like a little kid going back to the footy, going back to the now named Marvel Stadium. And then the journey sort of takes a new chapter from there, because YouTube started there. As soon as I got home, I think it was June or July, YouTube starts there, and then we build up there, and it's been fascinating ever since. You'll see some of these highlights pop up as I'm talking. And
hi guys, Dan here. Blues Abroad, Pommy's review time. So it's just a quick brief outlay of what we're going to do today.
People that I've met along the journey. I mean, you'll see Pom here as well, like when he began, and I'd never really envisaged the channel being what it is today in terms of, you just look at the development of the people that have come on, and Pom's a great example. You look at him now, he's got his own YouTube channel. He's a very special person in this channel. He's done a lot for it. There's so many people I want to thank along the way, but he's definitely one of them. You'll see Rocco's first appearance here.
I said, I've got a good feeling, And again, man, like they've sucked us in again, man. I'm telling you, man, there's no leadership there, mate. They are disgraceful. They rip me heart out, man. Man, I used to watch the Blues from the old, mate. Remember the game when Kernahan, mate? It was that Essendon game when he drew the game. Yeah, he kicked it out of bounds, mate, but he took that mark to draw.
And then, the fan cams began in person.
Big dogs are in. Stevie, talk to me, mate. What happened today?
How about them bangers?
Then we had 2020, which was really difficult. Obviously, you come home with this dream of going to games at fan cams and doing it properly, and then all of a sudden you're not going to games, you're not allowed to, you're in lockdown, and I really thought it was the end of the channel, if I'm dead honest, but it really galvanized people, because those in Victoria who couldn't go to games had somewhere to be after games, and that's really where it grew from there. And you look at it today, we've got the Almost Blues Brothers podcast, we've got the Jumper Punch, We've got the Blue Abroad Saturday show, the Monday show. We had the studio for a while with Shad. There's just so many people along the way that I'm definitely going to forget to thank a lot of people. But anyway, that's really the crux of it. It's fascinating. I guess the reason why I wanted to take you through the journey is if you weren't aware of where it all began, didn't know the story. It's funny, when I got home to the country, a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, a few people, even those within the football club, were saying, oh, well, you're not abroad now, so what are you going to call it? Well, it's Blue Abroad. You can interpret it any way you like. For me, Blue Abroad really stands for blue, which is all of us. We all are blue, and we all are abroad, which doesn't necessarily mean we're all international. If you look up the definition, abroad just means a wide-ranging area. So that's really what it's all about. We are all blue. We are all everywhere around the world. And I'm excited for what's to come. I'm proud of what's happened so far and the community that's been built. And I guess that's the story of the channel and the platform for now. And really what it's all about is giving fans the opportunity to express themselves about the club that they love. I think the footy media needs a shake-up. It needs a change. Back in the day before the channel, basically, you'd watch Carlton play and then you'd wait for Monday night, the shows to happen, and you might get 90 seconds, or in our case, we're lucky, 2-3 minutes of coverage because we're a big club, and that's it. And I think the demand is there. People want to consume more content. We're in this new world, and I really wanted to make sure that our fan channel was ahead of the game rather than catching up. I didn't want to be reactive to all the other clubs and their movement into the digital world. I really wanted to make sure that we were at the forefront. And so that's what this is all about. Hey, we'll see what happens. We're 3 years in. We'll see what happens. I can't wait to do this video again in 3 years' time from now and see the journey. But yeah, anyway, I want to thank every single person who's been a part of the channel, whether you've just been a viewer, a commenter, whether you've submitted articles to the website, whether you've created videos for the channel, whether you're doing a podcast for the channel, whether you've given up your studio. Anyone who's ever given anything to the channel, I really do want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's fantastic what's being created here, and I guess the merchandise is, I always toyed with like, oh, when do you start selling things? Like, I really wanted to build a strong foundation and a strong brand, and the money will come. I've never really worried too much about the finances because it's a passion. It's an actual love for what I do, and the money will just come by nature of the fact that you're being real and authentic. So anyway, we're going to use the funds to upgrade things. I need a new computer. I need a whole new desktop. I need a whole new operating system. So I think I'm going to be saving the pennies for that. Things will continue to be transparent. That's the way it has to be. And there've been some highlights, there've been some lowlights, there've been a lot of mistakes made. There are going to continue to be a lot of mistakes made, and that's just the nature of humans. Humans are flawed, and they make mistakes, but it's all about learning from them and getting better from them. I'm not a finished product. This channel is not a finished product. We're learning along the way. We're going to get better along the way, and ultimately we're going to be there when this club wins their next premiership, and that is exciting. That is really exciting to think about. So anyway, get your merch. First month from this video being posted onwards, and those who have already bought merch, you will be included in this. You will go into the draw to win this 150-year anniversary Guernsey that the club put on in 2014, and I look forward to that. And as always, go the Mighty Blues.
It's done. Second win of the season. Oh, how good it feels. I've forgotten what this felt like.
What's up, Carlton people? Final round of the season. One more opportunity to see our boys go out there and play. Charlie boy, King Charles Curnow, the 22-year-old superstar of the competition. All right, game over. Good to get the first game, good to have footy back. Unfortunately, the Blues have gone down 64-97. I've got Abe with me, Bomb, mate, fresh new Carlton jerseys, the two of us.
Got a cripper.
Yeah. Mate, what'd you think?
Positives to take out.
Yeah.
But, positives to take out.
Okay, welcome to the player ratings episode. Very regretful episode because we've had a shocking performance. Well, I mean, look, it was a tale of two halves. First quarter, to be honest, that's probably the best that I've seen us play with this group ever, really.
Welcome to the round 10 preview against the St Kilda Saints. If I'm being honest, I'm probably still mourning or still hurting over the loss to the Giants. Really special guest this morning, my first Carlton player, Matt Owies. Welcome to the show, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have your time.
On ball up, because it was all on the line today. You win today, and we can laugh about fucking GWS. It's almost like, I said it last week in my review, it's like the fucking Mighty Ducks.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Blue Abroad show. And today I've got another special guest. As I always say, they're all special, but it's always unique to be able to interview one of our very own players. Very interesting story today. I'm talking with none other than Brooke Walker. First of all, Brooke, welcome.
Thank you very much. That's a bit of an intro there. I think you're supposed to say your most special guest, but that's okay.